Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic and Superstars of Wrestling review series. Got almost 240 of these available for your listening pleasure. This is the 18th of April 1987. Only got a couple of these, but anyway, we open, and this also includes an update segment focusing on Brutus Beefcake, featuring footage of Mr. Fuji feeding Sika raw fish, with Kamala trying to eat the fish as well. Preparing the team for their next match later in the program. Craig DeGeorge also does an interview segment with Blackjack Mulligan about Ron Bass and discussing Sarah Joe Puckett, Ken Patera story. Patera said he's going to rid the WWF of Bobby Heenan after being in jail for an extended period of time. We open with the Can-Am Connection, Rick Martel, Tom Zink, defeating Dusty Wolf and Barry O. Can-Am's getting pretty regular push at the time. Well done, and overall not a bad situation going forward there. Obviously, Can-Am's ready tags, and the two of them also hit a bunch of hard shots, including but not limiting to, drop kicks and double teams. Can-Am's looking to be in line for the tag team championships. Many people say that would have happened, but doesn't come together in the way that everybody intends. Obviously, because of Zink leaving the promotion around the time. Anyway, so that slingshot splash leads them to a victory. Then we move to the next in the series, which happens to be, kind of that run with the hype for the return. I guess you'd say the somewhat anticipated return of a babyface superstar, Billy Graham. They're also talking about him having to eventually have surgery, and that's obviously not a good thing at the time, continuing to kind of foray into that being a bit of a struggle. And also Brutus Beefcake says he's going to get rid of the Dream Team, Johnny Valiant, and other such. Team also mentions of Hillbilly Jim and Outback Jack. Outback Jack needing the endorsement of a guy like Hillbilly Jim, who's been around for a few years at this point. Ron Bass is up next in an enhancement match. Teasing matches with Blackjack Mulligan at the time. Mulligan certainly not in any shape to be in a good space there. Ron Bass defeating Alex Knight, 159, flying back elbow. Super basic match, and Ron Bass, certainly without too much trouble, it's easy to see that he is missing a certain foray. Also, the debut of a move that's almost a takeoff on the pedigree, for lack of knowing better, here in 1987. So interesting just to kind of look at that. Then we will move to more in the, I guess, not yet considered the event center promo area, but certainly the WWF at the time, running upwards of 3 to 4 house shows a night, and needing to promote, obviously, those live events pretty vociferously. Mean Gene Okerlund trying to get everyone to come out to the Boston Garden. The British Bulldogs facing off against the Hart Foundation. Basically also talking about the deplorable actions of one Danny Davis. Davis, of course, feuding with George Steele at the time. Behind the events took place on Saturday night's main event broadcast. Jim Duggan and Tiger Chung Lee. Chung Lee is one step above a regular enhancement talent. Duggan hits a crossbody on Chung Lee for a near fall. Duggan coming back, or not coming back, coming into the promotion a few months earlier before getting fired for traveling with the Iron Sheik while having drugs. Flying clothesline by Duggan, getting him the victory. Hulk Hogan says that he, in fact, is ready to take on Harley Race at the Boston Garden, where they are promoting shows from. As mentioned, also, Mr. Fuji's team is ready by eating raw fish. in a very savage-looking way. Fuji's team of Sika, the father of Roman Reigns, and Kamala are pretty dominant of the enhancement talents they are facing off against. Fuji really hasn't found a major team yet. The Grand Wizard experiment not working out for anyone as it relates to Kamala quite yet. Anyhow, Kamala and Sika, also Kemchi alongside, defeats Jesse Cortez and Jerry Allen 205. Kamala pins Cortez after a splash, and Kamala goes to top rope preparing to hit another splash, but is talked down by Fuji and Kemchi, basically getting Kamala ready for a summer run with Hogan. We then go to Jake Roberts defeating Joe Murta with a DDT 425. Match probably didn't need to go that long, but Jake is new in the babyface quarters of things and ultimately happy with that distinction, as it were, and as it relates to going forward for that purpose. In any event, we then get the continuation of things going forward in this Superstars series, obviously. And again, a lot more basic stuff. Stars were stars. You actually saw people that looked different. You also saw lots of squash matches, which may not have entertained many people, but when your target was kids and you cared about actually drawing at the house shows, obviously they don't need to anymore with the television rights, but at the same time, I think it still would be better if they actually had to pretend that what you drew in house shows mattered. Jake Roberts does take a bit of a small pounding from his enhancement talent opponent. Then they go and tell the redemption of Ken Patera type story, and Patera going to be here in the coming weeks to avenge himself against the unkind nature of Bobby Heenan abandoning him when he went off to jail. King Harley Race does defeat Billy Anderson 154 with a cradle suplex. Race with a bunch of forearms, back suplexes, and then again the kind of hanging cradle suplex leading him to victory. Of course, wearing the crown, considering himself the king, etc., and so forth. And we ultimately see Bobby Heenan, who is the manager of Harley Race, in a big way. Pretty impressive there. Danny Davis also talking about the fact that he isn't thrilled with the match he's got coming up. But Jake Roberts says that the Honky Tonk Man's got one coming from him. Talks about not being worried about the abuse of the Honky Tonk Man. He's taken abuse before and he will again. But that's that, and we'll be back with more right after this.